right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Perfect World Masters, aka a minor event, coming at you, the North American qualifiers. What is now the losers bracket round here? This is an elimination match. The loser of this will be done. The winner staying alive, chance to still advance on to what is the ultimate goal, of course, representing North America in one of these many, many minors coming at you. But this being a pretty big deal. Looking forward to this matchup here. We got VGJ.Storm going up against Team Rattletrap here on the other side. Again, Rattletrap, one of the two open qualifier teams that happen to advance on into this event. I'm Breaky CPK, and I'm joined by Z-Rock here today. How's it going, man?
It's going great. Watching some football. Now I got to watch some Dota. So it's a good day. It's a good day.
You are a little robotic. We probably should have checked this before. So just a heads up there. It is a good day, though. It is a good day overall.
Now it's fine.
Now it's fine. There we go. Making the quick fix happen. So yeah, this is a loser bracket matchup here, but you know the player base a little bit more than I do. Do you recognize anyone over here on Rattletrap by chance?
Believe it or not, I do not. I know no one on this Rattletrap side. The name GU is familiar, but I'm not sure if it's just because or if it's a common name. But yeah, I don't have any back info on this whatsoever, honestly.
Okay, well, they were the first team to qualify into the open qualifier, so looking forward to seeing what they can put up here against VGJ.Storm. Now, we got finished watching earlier today VGJ.Storm take on Complexity, and thus why they're here. Complexity won the series 2-0 in pretty decisive fashion, frankly. Complexity is on a tear as of lately, so I think it definitely is a mix of that, but this Storm team, I don't want to say they've had high expectations going into the season necessarily, but we do expect them to potentially, qualify for some minors possibly coming up, and whether it's this one or other ones. But so far, the results have been a little shaky, I think is safe to say.
Yeah, they're really just struggling to go the distance, right? They're getting into all of these. They're putting up some good series. They're beating some teams, but they're finding it very tough to string enough wins together to actually qualify for something. And with this roster, I expected some fairly high things out of them. I've praised Ritsu numerous times, thinking, like, this is mechanically one of the best Dota players in North America. And obviously, Stan King, Sneaking, these guys have played together for a while. But I'm ready to see some actual results come out of them.
Yeah, and obviously, again, a rough start here. But this is a matchup, to say the least, that they should be coming out the victor, but you got to play the series. So we've seen some open qualifier teams do some things. Blue Pikachu comes to mind, of course, in the match against EG that we got to cast there, where EG won it in the end, but they showed some promise. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Rattletrap shows here. Well, anyways, we got the picks. We got a Jakiro into a Nyx Assassin Bat Rider, and then the LC response coming out from Rattletrap in response to the Bat Rider, I think is safe to say, with that Purge effect here.
Yeah, it's a very, very early LC pick. It leaves a lot of room open for VGJ to grab something like the Dazzle that just got banned away, Winter Wyvern, or even Oracle. Heroes that can just guarantee a save on the LC duel. Definitely very surprising to see it come out this early.
We saw that in the previous series, actually. LC was picked up, I want to say, third by, sure enough, the other open qualifier team that we happened to cast there. And my co-caster at the time there also made that point, how it was a pretty early LC, and we kind of saw the responses made to it, and overall it proved to be, it actually went okay, I guess, but in the big picture, it proved to be a difficult game because of that. So, yeah, as you're pointing out right here, it's a nice counter to Bat Rider, but maybe is it a little early for such a pick, because now, if you're VGJ.Storm, I mean, they still need a support option, so there's a couple of that come to mind, Dazzle being one. Winter Wyvern, another one, actually, speaking of that.
That was one I did mention, and it's a good save if he's close enough, but the fear is if he's that close, a lot of times he'll be the one getting dueled. It's not quite a perfect one-to-one comparison, but it's like when people were picking up Winter Wyvern to counter Sven at TI. In theory, it works great. In practice, you need mobility to get there. You can't just like rush a Glimmer Cape like everyone was trying to do in TI.
Yeah.
So really curious to see if this Winter Wyvern will prioritize something like a Force Staff first, which would fix that issue, let him to save people from the LC. And all in all, Winter Wyvern just hasn't looked very good in the competitive scene as far as its win rate especially. So we'll have to see what VGJ can do with it. Maybe they can figure out a way to kind of piece together the puzzle.
Winter Wyvern's had an interesting journey because, like you said, at TI7, this is a hero that underperformed, I think is a good way to put it. It's garbage. You can even go that extreme. I mean, but I will say we've seen a couple of teams actually run it, though, in an off lane recently here since TI7 in these qualifiers, and to a little bit of success from my understanding. So I'm not saying we're going to see that here, of course, but almost like the hero could potentially be changing a little bit as far as how people play it. But again, in this spot, it looks like it is going to be the 5 position, though, from the Winter Wyvern.
No, that definitely could be the thing. I mean, Clockwork fell off of the offlane at a certain point and kind of fell out of the meta, and then people brought him back as a roamer, and he all of a sudden became a premium first pickable hero. There's definitely room to flex people over to different lanes and see how it can work, because the offlane's going to get you a lot more levels and XP, but not necessarily that much more gold, except for the fact that you're not buying consumables like wards. But yeah, if the XP alone is the reason Wyvern is getting held back, it could definitely make sense to move him over to the offlane.
Radiant team pick.
Third pick, that's going to be a Kunkka coming out here for Rattletrap. A 4-position hero that we've been seeing quite a bit and talked about even quite a bit is that Spirit Breaker, actually, and I'm noticing that he has not picked or banned this game, and at this point probably not going to be seen. But so they had the choice, and they choose to go Kunkka. I think the Kunkka brings a little more of the team fight presence, so it's safe to say.
Yeah. It definitely does. And there's a lot of pairings for this. We saw a team earlier today, I believe it was run, what was it, Monkey King carry? Or an offline Monkey King and paired with this Kunkka. And it did a lot of work in just the amount of damage it was bringing to combo with the X combo. Wukong Command, obviously very good in those kind of situations. So definitely an option still left open for them if they would like to go that route on the Rattletrap side.
And now we see a Lifestealer. He has a couple of vehicles, or doesn't he? I mean, the Nyx Assassin and Batrider, both potentially good targets for him to be jumping inside.
They're not the premiums of premium targets, mostly because Nyx doesn't get on people that quickly. So if there's a sentry ward down, it can backfire a little bit. And Batrider likes to drag people away from the Lifestealer. And if you wait to pop out until the last is almost over, it kind of defeats the purpose. But they're both good ways to get into a fight. So it's definitely a lot better than nothing, but it's not like the Slardars of old.
Oh, yeah. That's another hero we haven't seen in a little bit, actually, speaking of that one, the Slardar, but not going to be an option here either. Maybe that patch that's inevitably going to come will change some things, but not for now. Queen of Pain, though, we've seen plenty of her, and that's the choice for Rattletrap here for a mid option. And they don't know who the mid heroes on the other side, though, yet, but I think it's safe to say maybe Queen of Pain's one of those. If you don't have that information, she overall is still a pretty good pick.
Absolutely. I think that's pretty much the hallmark of Queen of Pain, and it makes me really hope Valve doesn't touch her next patch. I don't think Queen of Pain is inherently broken. I just think the meta's kind of settled to a point where Queen kind of is fine. It's an okay matchup against all these other mid laners. So if you have to pick something blind, it's very safe. And it has a lot of different power spikes throughout the game. Right at level 6, right when the first item gets completed, and then again, at 25 once she gets the lifesteal talent. Totally different hero.
Final pick. The bans happen pretty quickly, actually. The Weaver into the Puck ban. And now Rattletrap thinking about what do they need? The 1 position most likely?
10 seconds remaining.
So, more than likely, yeah.
What do we got here? Phantom Lancer?
5 seconds remaining.
It's a little rough into Wyvern or Wyvern, but all in all, it's fine. It would scale past it at a certain point. So if they go PL, that's fine, but their game needs to go very slow. They could look to go something like an Ursa and tempo the game out a little more. There's the Monkey King, though. Okay.
There's some tempo.
Yeah, it just combos really well with the rest of their lineup. It does scale them a little bit early game heavy. Queen of Pain obviously can do well late in the game, but it does take the right amount of damage. Monkey King and Legion Commander both kind of flatten out. Yes, Legion has infinite scaling, but Legion's problem is sticking to people. It's actually getting those autos off in the mid game to late game. And with a Winter Wyvern, Batrider, Nyx, it's going to be incredibly difficult to move around the map and teamfight well. So all in all, I like Rattletrap's draft here, but it's very early game oriented. They need to look to get their level 6s, group up, take the T1s at the very least, and play a very smart macro game. So I think a couple missteps, and it's going to look real rough for Rattletrap right off the bat if they give up like first 2 or 3 kills in a row.
Well, a team that has potential to move around quite a bit, if anything. So we'll see what momentum Rattletrap is able to make here. Kicking off the first game of this best-of-3 series. Again, elimination match being the loser's bracket. VGJ.Storm, they still have a minute for that extra time. to choose their final pick. Again, they still need their mid-hero, you figure, against the Queen of Pain matchup. What stands out here? Storm
Honestly,
Spirit?
you could just go Invoker. It's not banned, right? Yeah. You could definitely do that.
We don't see a lot of Invokers, man. That hero's actually not been too popular in these qualifiers. I thought you mentioned that.
Something like Lino would fit Ritsu's playstyle really well. I know he's normally playing carry for them, isn't he, anymore? But
yeah, I
don't know what they could do. Lina's fine because it just shoves out the waves equally with Queen of Pain. You just both nuke down your wave, you go find runes or you go gank, and you kind of just live your happy little separate lives. If you wanted to go something a little more aggressive, they've pinched a lot of the mid pool, actually.
Your heroes.
Well, they go Death Prophet. That's their pick, 747, a.k.a. Ryoya. He's going to be playing it here.
Interesting matchup. Like, Death Prophet's very, very hard to kill. We've seen that a lot of times, where as soon as she gets 2 Soul Siphon charges, it's very difficult to bring this hero down. The regen just does so much work. It's counteracting most autos. And I've seen a lot of, like, 2-for-1s, 3-for-1s when a team tries to gank Death Prophet and she gets all those siphons out. But at the same time, their team is really cooldown reliant. You've got Death Prophet ultimate, Bat Rider ultimate, Winter Wyvern ultimate. You have all these things on longer cooldowns, and it's going to leave a little bit of an opening where Rattletrap could, in theory, punish.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, we'll see if they do take advantage of that, as going to be loading now into game number 1 here. So, yeah, I'm looking at Rattletrap's lineup. I mean, it's not one that's like a glaring, mistake necessarily. And usually with these open qualifier teams or lesser experienced teams, maybe it stands out. Hell, in the previous series, we noticed that a couple of times. But it seems like Rattletrap has set themselves up definitely for a decent shot, at least, as you're kind of getting at against VGJ.Storm at this point. But we'll see how they do. Again, players we just aren't really too familiar with, and neither is VGJ.Storm, you got to figure.
I'm really curious if Jack's their manager or what there, because Jack was in the lobby with them.
I believe so, yeah.
So I'm wondering if this isn't a Chinese American stack on the West Coast. I know there's a whole group of them that plays like 6K plus AP games, and they all queue at the same time. Might be one of a stack out of that group.
Oh wait, I thought he was with VGJ.Storm, to be honest. I'm pretty.
When he left the game, all of this Dire squad left.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned, because now that you are right there, but he might have been helping them find the lobby. That could have been possible, because I'm pretty sure he's a manager for VGJ.Storm.
Okay, that would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're in between with the organization.
Yeah, I'm looking at Liquipedia as well to confirm. Yeah, he is on their the team director is the position. That it actually gives him there. So yeah, he might have been helping out the other guys, perhaps. I mean, he's just a good guy, Jack.
Jack is a super nice guy.
That he is. All right, so gonna have a pause here. Kick it off though.
I love pauses. Pauses are the best part. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it lets us kind of just really think here what's going on, and
it lets us zoom in on all the heroes and look at these beautiful cosmetics. Like, that's the most important part of Dota.
The freeze frame of some of the heroes is pretty cool. Like, kind of grays out, and you got like Nyx or Lifestealer. His mouth is still kind of moving. I mean, that's creepy, So, some fun stuff there. Yeah, this is one of two open qualifiers now qualifiers going on for a couple of minors here. You got this one. You got the Dota Pit qualifiers as well. Now happening this week, so. It's just like we were just talking about. I mean, last week, just so overwhelmed by so much Dota and so many qual. It's just like, all right, they were all finishing up, and now it's all right. Here's the next 2 or 3 that are going to be happening. It's just not going to stop, man. This season's going to be something.
Yeah, it's going to be so go.
Wow, he's just running at the Wyvern here. Wyvern's pretty good with that Arctic Burn, man. You don't want to.
Arctic Burn hurts.
It does. And I think that's why we kind of see the off-lane Winter Wyvern almost work out a bit. Is that ability is something you can't overlook. The idea of not only the range, but just the pathing that it allows him to make, as well as just the damage, of course, based on based on the health burn.
Yeah, it's fantastic in 1v1s. The issue with Wyvern has always been, if he gets caught out, there's so little he can do to stop it early on, especially pre-level 6. Generally, the offlaners you see, they either have a blink mechanic, something instant to move them, or they've got a stun, so they can try to, you know, at least hug their tower and maybe get a counter kill out of it. Winter Wyvern is very, very exposed to get ganked early on.
Again, in position 5 this game, though, but we've talked about, we've seen him in a couple of the core positions. Yeah, I think about, I believe Team Dire actually ran on one of their qualifiers. I remember Zai playing it, actually.
The Sand King hit it, or does he ward too deep? He wants the ward. Missed.
Battle begins.
Yeah, just out of range. I thought you said Sand King for a second. I was like, what?
Sand King,
Yeah.
Sand King,
Close enough.
Sneaking. We got lots of kings in this game.
Some self-acclaimed kings here, yeah.
Then we got Queen on the other side.
Yeah,
Death Prophet might have been a queen in a past life.
Very likely, yes.
Monkey King.
Just doesn't stop, man. We got a commander. It's on the Legion.
True, true. Kunkka's an admiral.
We're getting crazy now. Oh, the courier! That's a courier
Radiant's
snipe.
courier has been
Queen of
killed.
Pain just jumps right in. It's like, I'll take that. That was a ballsy move, but it works out, actually.
Well, and this is one of those things that could happen a lot in mid lane. There's a lot of times if you're a blinking hero in mid and you see the courier, you could in theory just get it and not get punished more than maybe half your health pool. But teams get complacent at a certain point. They're just not used to anyone just blinking into their face and killing the courier. So very happy to see that move here out of GU.
The good news for VGJ.Storm, at least, obviously they got their items or their region that were being delivered. But yeah, being out of that courier for even another minute and a half now is, as always, a pretty costly right there. Costly mistake of sorts. Coming out. Flea, meanwhile, top lane. It seems like he's really zoning out this Monkey King, man. And Kunkka is roaming over to try to help with that. As every time he comes out, the sticky napalms are applied. And Kunkka, though, is maybe being patient here. Going to wait for Flea to push up a little bit too far. He's level 2. He doesn't have his second point leveled yet. I'm sure he's going to get Firefly in reaction, if anything. Right here. Wow, is he diving? Man, he's just running at these guys. He's not
got so many stacks of napalm on the Monkey King, though, that there's nothing Monkey can do if he would get caught.
It's ridiculous. He's zoning out 2 heroes, essentially, including the core, making him, like, fall back all the way here. Past the tower.
But once that Firefly's committed now, he's pretty much done. Unless he gets some mana regen brought to him, he can't really contest at all until 5 minutes. By the way, definitely worth mentioning, Sneaking's their offlaner, not Flea in most games. So a huge mix-up here in having Flea play the Batrider.
Wait, yeah, you're right. Now that you really mention that. Huh. That's because Sneaking plays a great Batrider, too.
And Flea plays a pretty good Nyx.
Yeah.
I mean, Flea likes the roaming, do-stuff heroes like Nyx, obviously Earth Spirit, Night Stalker. So, yeah, definitely a bit curious here. Something I'm definitely going to ask after the game.
That is, yeah, I kind of wonder if they're actually going to try for a switch-up here, or that just simply just for this game. Yeah, no, that'll be a good question to ask for sure. Try to get that insight, coming out. Middle lane, right. So Queen of Pain got that courier snipe, but you look at Death Prophet. You're 20-7 compared to an 11-2 Qual right now, so Death Prophet's definitely winning that lane.
And that's on the back of Sneaking, especially. Those few mana burns he threw at GU to start it off meant Queen couldn't just Scream of Pain for CS at all to kind of cover the gaps. And it's let Death Prophet put up a pretty big CS lead here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bottom lane, Lifestealer 14-1, LC 12-0, 13-0 now, so actually keeping up pretty well down there. And got Winter Wyvern nearby somewhat, but he's been doing a lot of pulling and stacking, so LC's been able to get in there and get some good last hits, it feels like. But so far, the start looking slightly better for VGJ.Storm. And Death Prophet, what do we think Death Prophet's going to get this game? Is it the Veil game first? Is it getting that Yules ASAP?
I like Yules. It's a way you can potentially break the X combo, which has a lot of merit in a game like this. I'm trying to think of anything otherwise. She might just rush a Hood, honestly. It would give a whole bunch of extra buffer room if she gets caught by anybody, really. The Kunkka, the Queen of Pain. Flea is going to go on this Kunkka.
Flying those sticky napalms. There's 3. There's the Firefly. Going to get a 4th one right here. And yeah, you see the auto attack damage too. And there's the Impale to He almost gave Kunkka. He's like, Kunkka's like, oh man, I have a chance. No, he never really had a chance. Stuns him out, gets the first blood. Anyways, Flea I end up dying for this actually, and he sure will. Queen of Pain rotates over, and Arcane Rune on her ends up getting the turn kill. So they got first blood, but they do give up the offlane Batrider there to the mid lane.
Yeah, Flea's gonna be very happy with that though. Getting kill XP as an offlaner always feels very nice. A bit unfortunate though that GU manages to get that kill for VGJ.Storm, because that is going to mean Queen's now okay because of that roam. It looked really bad. If you look at the XP, down almost an entire level on Death Prophet, even after that kill. If Queen doesn't connect and actually get that kill herself, there's no coming back to this mid lane.
Well, she does come back now, but as you're talking about Death Prophet, he's already so close to level 6, and of course that's where the Exorcism comes into play. By the way, Jakiro, he ports out in order to use the Impale, so no stopper there. Able to get away. Back to the middle, though.
If he gets Exorcism at 6.
You don't think so? There's a possibility he might not.
I've seen some players do this, where if you go 3 points in Crypt Swarm and only 2 in Spirit Siphon, you skip the ult at 6. It's just a way to make yourself a little bit more stalwart in the mid lane, like you're never leaving. Because generally the build is 2 points Crypt Swarm, 3 point Spirit Siphon, and then Exorcism. So you can get the extra charge.
Okay.
But does end up getting the Exorcism right away, so... one big timing window is how long does it take to press that button. A lot of Death Prophets will see they just stagnate out here for a minute or two and don't get that use. It's one of those skills that wants to be used pretty much every time as soon as it comes up.
Yeah, I know that's something we've talked about in the past as well. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on Ryoya here and see if he's going to even look to use it on this push or not. But yeah, taking advantage of that Exorcism cooldown, especially earlier on in the game when they really don't have the most strength to deal with it. But as I say that, I mean, Jakiro's here doing some anti-push. He's going to dual breath the Death Prophet himself and try to keep her away for the time being. I mean, they know she's level 6 though, and the chance of her having it is is possible at least.
Yeah, they're just trying to slow this down for a little bit. Queen's closing in on her 6 with a haste rune bottled. So there's actually kill potential here in any of the lanes in about one more creep wave. And yeah, we see it going top right now.
Well, you see the top lane. Monkey King was getting killed, but now Flea's the one that has to be careful. There we go. Queen of Pain porting in and even blinking in, as you mentioned. The X brings back Flea and gets that kill. Winter Wyvern, the Splinter Blast, not going to be enough damage either. And now Queen of Pain with that Sonic Wave. Does she go for a commitment here? Scream Sonic? Yeah, wouldn't have been enough damage, so decides better of it. Falls back. But meanwhile, as you probably would expect, Death Prophet middle lane, he popped the Exorcism, and he's draining that life of Jakiro with the Spirit Siphon. There's another charge on top.
Chase, though.
Press the attack, and that will be enough to scare off Death Prophet for the time being. So, yeah, because he was chasing, though, I mean, that means the Exorcism not damaging the tower the whole time, and he didn't even get the kill out of it. So, yeah, you can argue that's probably better for the for Rattletrap there.
Yeah, it essentially wasted the first Exorcism.
Now middle, Nyx Assassin, he's fine, just, I guess, harassing him.
Yeah, they were trying to bait out the Spike Carapace. You can't go on him until then, but sneaking safely, holding that back.
And then there's Lifestealer, who's just free farming the bottom lane, it feels like. Trying to do a pull right here, pulled a little bit too early, unfortunately. I'll have to go back to farming it up. Legion Commander. Phase Boots. Does he get Blink here ASAP on Legion Commander? Probably his next item.
Yeah, I have to imagine so. There's not that many other alternatives. Armlet, if you think the laning phase is going to go on forever, you can just rush it and try to get a quick duel in. But Blink seems the most likely option by a long shot.
I guess like Blade Mail was maybe the other one that comes to mind, but usually don't want to get that first. You can help it. And now they're going to smoke up, actually. They're heading towards the top, or the middle lane, I should say. As speaking of top lane, they are going in once again. Monkey King going to be lassoed. The Impale on top, that should be enough damage. Monkey King, yes, okay. Got a little scatter right there, but they do get the kill. Back to the middle lane, though. Death Prophet, he's now going to be dove on. That's a duel, and there's a Sonar Scream. Yeah, a Sonic Wave even for the kill, so that's a Death Prophet there. Rotation works.
Back and forth trades like crazy here. This is definitely a faster paced game here, and I think this is overall going to be... Queen's fine. I think this is favoring Rattletrap, though, in the end. The more trades they can get like this that just push the tempo of the game ahead could be very, very nice for them.
Yeah, almost got the Nyx Assassin right there. That would have been huge for Queen of Pain, but coming up short. As you mentioned, though, it seems like overall the pace perhaps fitting pretty nicely for this Rattletrap team. Nyx Assassin roaming about. He's not level 6 just yet, though. 5.5. Here comes the second Exorcism. And this one probably going to be a tower kill. They're even pushing out the lane pretty well, and right now there's no defense being put up by the dire side right here, so don't think they're going to defend this either.
Yeah, and if you look at where the gold got allocated, though, on the side of VGJ.Storm, their allocation is almost perfect. Their Bat Rider's at 1,700 gold already, only 10 minutes into this game. So he's going to be looking at having about a 12-minute Blink Dagger, maybe even a little bit less with this big stack he's taking. Lifestealer's Armlet is about the only thing that's a little bit behind right now. But all of those will be online around the 14 to 15-minute mark, and that's supposed to be go time for VGJ to have their first power spike. So definitely look up, basically as soon as Bat Rider gets Blink and Lifestealer gets Armlet, for them to smoke up, do something really aggressive, and swing that into another tower with the Exorcism.
Well, another key point is that 6 on Nyx Assassin, and sure enough, Vendetta, there's Lifestealer. Oh, they went to smoke. They get spotted, though. The Shrine, they're going to need to wait. But you got to think, obviously, they're aware of this. Now, they open up anyways. The Infest did not hit Shakiro, though. He's a little bit too far away. Somewhat of a misplay here from VGJ.Storm, but will it matter in the end? Legion Commander's running away. Spirit Siphon and the Crypt Storm will connect and finish the job right there. Kunkka, he does have his Ghost Ship if he finds it necessary, but he actually chooses not to use it. And 747 does come in for that kill, a double damager, and helped out those auto attacks there.
Yeah, 747 trusting that auto was enough, too. Threw it out and just ran away. Didn't even go for a follow-up Crypt Storm. I love the confidence.
Did the math, it worked out. Here comes that Ghost Ship now. If anything, trying to stall them as much as possible. Obviously, they don't have Exorcism for another 45 seconds right here. So a little bit of time left on that DD, but yeah, it wasn't the prettiest opening as far as the Nyx Lifestealer initiation, but they get 2 kills out of it in the end on their Death Prophet, so it does work out.
Yeah, and very, very good pressure on this bottom tower without even having to use Exorcism. Still another 30 seconds till that's up, and they can just instantly rotate top. Bat Rider Blink and 50 gold, and it's going to line up real nicely with that Exorcism timing.
Middle lane, Winter Wyvern just spamming out with a Splinter Blast. It is a great counter push tool. And trying his best to keep them from getting this objective, but in the flank is that Nyx Assassin, level 6, Death Prophet porting in, opens on Jakiro. Meanwhile, Bat Rider's looking for last. Oh no, he actually did last already. As Queen of Pain is now trying to get away. The pressing attack did purge it off. It doesn't matter though, the silence up. More than enough. Uh-oh, this is a dangerous tool. Yeah, he gets frozen, and the winner's given up to Bat Rider right there. I don't know about that decision. Monkey King is also going to fall. In comes the Ghost Ship. It's just a little bit too late to save him, but they will kill Nyx Assassin. At least something for this dire side right here. But yeah, that's the last thing you want to be doing as a Legion Commander, man. Dueling in probably a losing effort.
Yeah, that started so well for them too. LC was on point, purging off the lasso. It almost didn't last any reasonable amount of time at all. And Queen of Pain hesitating a little bit prior to blinking gave the Death Prophet time to land the silence, and that whole fight goes downhill very, very quickly.
Saw the Winter Wyvern with that Cold Embrace coming into play again.
And they're just going to go again.
Why not?
They still have Exorcism up. Just drop Nyx in and, or Nyx into Nyx and go.
Nyx into the Nyx. Bat Rider.
He is under a sentry right now, though. They do see him right now.
Ooh, good point. Oh, well, now they definitely know. Spiked Carapace. Be activating it just yet, trying to run away, but do they know Lifestealer's inside is a question. There's the opening, and there comes Lifestealer. Legion Commander, he will melt to that. Again, the Shark is a little bit too late with a Rage Pop. Ritsu, he'll be fine. Walking away now. Winter Wyvern, Cold Embrace, doesn't even need it. He also has the Winter's Curse, by the way. We'll see if that comes into play. There's the Cold Embrace. Oh, he actually went for the Sonic Wave. He does end up using it in the end. Catches a couple of targets. He does get the kill on a Winter Wyvern. And Nyx Assassin, the Scream's going to finish him off. Ritsu sitting on top of Jakiro, though, takes him out, and now Lucky 5-7. Playing the Monkey King. Now comes the open wounds. He's not getting away from that. Queen of Pain will blink away, but Flea wants to chase. Sticky nade bombs being added. He can eat the mango and go for the lasso, actually. He could have done that, but it might not have been enough damage in the end anyways.
I mean, at the same time, 747 knocks down the top tower with another Exorcism.
True.
Sneaking even reflected the Sonic Wave there. Hit the Carapace on it, reflected it all back to Queen of Pain.
Oh, did he?
It seemed like an okay fight for Rattletrap, but in the end, VGJ just taking way more out of that.
Yeah, I wonder if that must have been what Queen of Pain was hesitant about initially then. Why she was in the animation, then she kind of canceled it, and yeah, was definitely trying to avoid that perhaps, but Nyx Assassin, as you're pointing out, doing a good job waiting for it. Can actually be committed in full. And that's another tool, though, as talked about going into that fight, is the Winter's Curse of Winter Wyvern. We haven't seen that yet come into play, but that's just something else that you're going to have to worry about.
They'll never see
Dire
me
team.
coming.
Man, Nyx is just going again every single Vendetta. This is, we talk about Exorcism, using that aggressive, or using it like on every cooldown, but Nyx Assassin Vendetta, using that on every cooldown too, is obviously a very good idea, and Snake King is just really on point with it. Oh, another sentry though. So they saw him, but he didn't really care. He opens anyways, and he had Death Prophet nearby.
I like this build from Sneaking a lot, though. He realizes that his team is so far ahead level-wise that they're doing plenty of damage, so he maxes Carapace first. It just makes such a disgustingly long stun chain. Right there, Jakiro had liquid fired him, so all he had to do was just pop the Carapace at any point during that, and Jakiro gets stunned, leading just Death Prophet mowing him down. I really like this out of him. It's curious.
Yeah, not something you see usually, as you're pointing out, but it's a good choice. And I mean, 2.5 seconds stun. It's 2.4 seconds, but essentially 2.5 seconds stun. You're providing because of that, so not too bad. And does it reduce the cooldown as well? Yeah, down to 10 seconds from 25 on level 1. Yeah. So pretty frequent there.
It's such an insane defensive tool and great for turning things around.
Ooh, bottom lane. Legion Commander doesn't have a blink yet, though, so yeah, he kind of opens. They pull him back with the EX. They should be able to get the Wyvern here, as they do.
End badly, though. So many rotations coming in.
Speaking of that, the lasso already on the LC. That should be a guaranteed kill in here. I'm watching the Nyx Assassin up here. He's going to be setting up with the Queen of Pain. Ooh, Queen of Pain, though, blinking away before they get the chance to open, but he's still going to get more information. Queen of Pain hangs around a little bit longer. She blinks away again. She just knows. They have the vision over here, so they see the help coming.
Yep.
And they react to that. But still, VGJ.Storm is obviously feeling very comfortable. They're just really controlling the map right now against this Dire side, and it's proven to be a difficult task to get anything done. Again, the Infest Bomb doesn't hit right there, but you know what? Doesn't really matter. Still good.
Sometimes just acting as a blink dagger for Lifestealer is enough.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have a combo with it. It's just making it so he doesn't have to slodge through the fight to actually get to you.
That's fair.
Dire's bottom tower
So easy tower kill. The Yules was the choice on Death Prophet, by the way, for his first. He now has a Solar Crest just about finished as well. And then Desolator on Lifestealer coming along. I mean, just going through here. As they're going to have a second Yules on Bat Rider even. The Nyx Assassin of Force Staff is in the works for him. So yeah, some pretty big items coming out here. And then on the other side, all their heroes are really working on their first items. We mentioned the Blink Dagger on Legion Commander being the biggest thing. It's 17.5 minutes, still doesn't have it even at this point. Oh,
yeah,
Lifestealer.
It's coming out real slow.
Is he actually dead right here? It looks like possibly, yeah. Maybe with an armlet toggle, but there's no way he's getting that off. All right, well, that's a good kill. That's some nearly 400 bounty gold for Enough playing the LC, and sure enough, he has his blink now.
And that's something, but you guys are a tempo-driven lineup. You need to get something done with it here. One big pickup, though, the Monkey King will now have his Echo Saber. That lets him stack to 4 stacks on the Jingo Mastery a lot faster, which can be used to swing a fight tremendously. That's kind of their way back in, is just smoke. You connect with a nice Torrent X, and your Monkey King just goes off. Like, they really need something big out of the Monkey next fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They're trying to take their first objective, really, of the game. That's the first tower kill, so better late than never, making up some gold. Winter Wyvern, they know he's in the area. Monkey King definitely spotting him now, but tanking a little bit too far. There's a lasso, though, on LC, the great target, the one that it could purge off, obviously. Can't do it on himself. And he is going to end up dying there. The auto attack's too much. The Wukong's command was also activated in the backlines. Meanwhile, 747 just runs into them with that exorcism and scaring them all away. Jakiro is going to end up dying because of it, and the rest just scatter. So the entire side setting up like they were going to be the ones initiating, and all of a sudden VGJ.Storm jumps them, really catching them off guard, and Kunkka is also probably dead here.
Brand new pickup, Yule's Scepter of Divinity on the Bat Rider there. Comboing into another kill, and this is going to snowball nicely. They don't have much exorcism timing up, so they're not going to get an objective out of this, but that's 4 kills going their way. That's just so painful.
Oh, they're going top lane here. There is no lasso. onto him, so Monkey King should be fine. Yeah, he hops in the trees and gets back, but the Echo Saber finish, so again, decent, but they're just getting their Tier 1 items here in the game when VGJ.Storm is already working on the next to come. In fact, Death Prophet, he is going to be... Really? He's going an Octarine Core next.
Yeah, they're feeling so good right now and so far ahead of tempo, they want the cooldown reduction. It just means more exorcisms. More exorcisms mean more dead buildings. They're honestly just trying to get this game done with.
I mean, you can't blame them. That's the point after all. But, yeah, this is going to be a very early Octarine Core. I mean, outside of Alchemist, you never see it this early in the game. So that's his... and he's definitely farming very well, though. 9,300 net worth. He's up there on the charts. Double damage room picked up by Nyx Assassin. Jakiro, he's in a horrible spot. There's an Infest Bomb that hits. A couple of attacks later. Yep, gets the kill. And now Lifestealer going to be tooled up, though, by the Impale Stun on multiple heroes, including the duel. I think they're going to give up a victory. No, he doesn't give up the victory, but still, that Impale Stun was huge. As a Sonic Wave came out, the Winter's Curse, though, locks him down after the fact. Queen of Pain blinks away. Nope, he's going to be caught by the Yules. Flea went on the ledge over here. He ends up Yulesing him up.
What an Impale.
And the Impale from off the ledge right there actually connected. Auto attack, yes, he gets it. Snaking.
Man, Snaking coming up huge in that fight. 3-man Impale to turn the start of it. An Impale from the low ground. Just a monster.
Yeah, VGJ.Storm. This is definitely a different VGJ.Storm than we saw in the earlier matchup against Complexity. Again, no doubt different opponents for sure, but they look pretty clean right now. Looking like they're on point in a lot of ways, and going to transition nicely into that Roshan kill. Hell, Lifestealer even takes over as the top farmer on the team, by the way, let alone the game. Oh, no, now it's back to Death Prop, just back and forth.
I mean, this game exploded. It was 2,000 net worth a few minutes ago, and now 11,000 already in the favor of VGJ.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, not too long ago. You see that massive spike in the graph there. Around 15 minutes or so. And what's the last outer tower? Nope, there's still 2 outer towers. You got the middle as well as the top. But again, the other side, all they have is just the 1 middle tower. So really, what else is there to say than just they have to somehow get a couple of picks, transition into objective, and kind of rinse and repeat that strategy. But when you're this far behind, this early on, it's very difficult ask of them to be accomplishing here. So.
Yeah, they don't have any other real options but smoke right now. You have to get the jump on this VGJ team, and you have to be aware of where Sneaking is. We saw how much he can disrupt the team fight last fight, and you can't let that happen again. That's probably just game 100% if it does.
Kunkka just attempting to counter push any bit he can, but goes 1 torn out and just runs away. Already tier 3 could possibly be pushed in right here. Obviously, you have the Aegis on Lifestealer. He has the Desolator. So he's ready to hit buildings as well with that Hyperstone. And towards the AC, eventually Flea. Oh, trying to catch the dragon. Yep, got him. Catches Jakiro. So you call it THD. And he's dead. Now the tier 3 tower. The 2 is getting a little bit low.
Yeah, he's got the Aegis. They're kind of not all inning on this because Exorcism's up very soon.
Okay.
So 1 more creep wave and they're going to have Exorcism. There's no real reason to push the tempo that fast.
Fall back, and he also needs 500 more gold for his Octarine Core, so that would actually be pretty nice for them to be able to use that or get the Octarine Core then use Exorcism. But
yeah, that takes a long time though. If you're just 5 people up here, you're not getting every CS. They may split back up for another minute or so. Let him get the Octarine, work on the tier 2 middle. Something you don't have to actually commit the Exorcism for.
Yeah. I will say vision-wise, I mean, the Dire side actually does have okay vision on the map. They have one in their jungle, they have one mid lane, and one pretty deep ward here. Not that that's accomplishing too much right now, but we do got an engagement meanwhile, as the Winter's Curse trying to protect the Nyx Assassin. The cold every time as well, not going to be enough though. So Nyx does get picked off the back. Clearly a jump that they maybe just weren't ready for, but Lifestealer, he wants to get revenge here on Queen of Pain specifically. That's not going to happen now. Flea flying on top, gets pulled back in, stunned by the Torrent, but that's a kill on a Monkey King. He was a little bit too committed to that fight. I heard the scream go off in the background. Not enough damage, though, for Lifestealer being dead. He toggles the arm lane. He's going to be fine. That's a Sonic Wave, excuse me. Anyways, she goes down. LC going to be thrown out by the Yules and eventually killed off too. So it was a dead Nyx assassin to start that fight, and it worked out beautifully in the end. Yeah, that was a bit of a troll right there.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely goofing on at this point. Stan King essentially killing himself there by throwing the Lifestealer into the Cold Embrace, but game is all but done and dusted at this point. Octarine done on Death Prophet. That's another 4 for 1.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And Legion Commander, he too is in trouble again. Well, they're fighting to the end, that's for sure. They're not giving up. Buy back LC. I'll save the racks. They'll get the Aegis use. All right. So the reset here. They're going to duel up Death Prophet, actually. No Winter's Wyvern to save either. In fact, Death Prophet will go down, so nice kill from the LC. And that should...
He scattered everyone there right when Sneaking tried to impale. 2-man impale is set up perfectly, and Fleet's just like, nope, you don't get this.
Ritsu! Oh, he gets out nice. Armlet toggle, man. So he's good. Well, again, they got Death Prophet. And talk about that bounty, by the way. 938 gold right there for LC. Actually getting that kill.
A good chunk.
Oh, again, they're not giving in. They're still going to hang in there. So a little bit of fun had by VGJ.Storm, and understandably, but it's not as over as maybe they thought it was.
Yeah.
I like that too. Yeah, Snake King, a lot of Nyx assassins, including myself, frankly, would have kind of run up right there and go for the hit first with the Vendetta auto attack, but they had clearly enough follow-up damage that was so unnecessary. And they had a sentry down, so if he tried for that, likely Monkey King would have reacted, but...
Jumped into some trees.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A smart decision. And they take him out. So this is... the secondary mid's still up, that's right. Let's kill that first, they say, and the Exorcism ready to go for Death Prophet with that Octarine Core, of course.
Dire's
What does that
middle
make it
tower has
an
fallen.
8-second cooldown here?
They just instantly smoke and go right for that melee Rex.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Charge up here. Monkey King does have a buyback. Definitely 9 more seconds, though. One of those really awkward spots.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Gonna come up here, pull back. Cold Embrace, though, will save the Bat Rider here. 747 draining the life of Jakiro. LC goes in, duels up. That was the Lifestealer or the Bat Rider? I don't even know who that was.
But Bat.
Okay.
Bat won the duel.
And then Bat actually won his second duel of the game. Well, he does die in the end of the Winter's Curse. Not going to save Winter Wyvern as well. And now 747 runs into the Wukong's command. Lifestealer being heavily slowed on top of that. Trying to chase down the Kunkka. They don't have enough damage for the kill, though. But the Wukong's command wearing off right there. And now Monkey King, he's the one in trouble. Obviously, the Exorcism healing up 747 as well. That Crypts are missing, by the way, just to the left of him. So, I mean, VGJ.Storm there, again, it's a pretty comfortable lead, and they can afford to throw a little bit of themselves at them, but clearly a little bit too deep there.
Oh, absolutely. There's glimmers of hope and potential coming out of this Rattletrap lineup. They're taking their fights fairly well once they get the jump, but they're just really struggling to be the ones taking initiative in these fights.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to take initiative here and chase down Death Prophet.
Bottom tower is under attack.
God, here he has an Octarine or a Exorcism up in about 20 seconds now, though. Oh, they found the duel, though. Winter Wyvern's here, however. Cold Embrace, pretty good ability. Heals him up. Going to be fine for now. The Impale on 3 helps keep him alive as well. That Spirit Siphon sucking the life, keeping him alive on top of that. The X-Mark spot pulls him back. Not really a big deal, though. Does get hit by the Tor. There's a Shrine Pop over here, Flea. He's got a lasso. We'll see if they use that. Sure enough, he does. Monkey King going to be lassoed up. Ice Path hitting a couple in the back lines. They are going to save the Nyx Assassin, and here comes Lifestealer once again. Ritsu running in, charging at the Monkey King. He throws out the Boundless Strike, but he will go down again. A godlike streak for Ritsu now. By the way, he's 12-1-11 in this game. Jeez. Pat and no stats. Hero, you are dead, sir.
Alright, pretty sure this is where you type 2 letters in all chat.
HH.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower.
Buy back on Monkey King.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Never give up, never surrender.
Dire's bottom
Best Tim
barracks
Allen
has
quote.
fallen.
That's so true. Okay, that's not going to help you win the game.
Nice infest. Honestly,
that was
dodging
actually
them
nice,
both
yeah.
there.
That was pretty nice. I'm just in that mode of, like, this game's over anyway, so not like casting it,
Now
but
you
you
just
are
gotta
right.
look at the really individual plays, though, because this is where it gets fun.
Yeah.
Just the cool mechanical stuff people do.
Flea, however, he's dead. Too deep right there, so.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Rattletrap, man. A team that does not want to give up. And again, if this was like a game 2, a little more understanding. But in game 1, it seems a little unnecessary. But, because, I mean, what do they have going again? They really don't have anything going right now.
That's just, that's the struggle. Like, if this draft was breaking even in the early game and they were getting towers traded with their towers, then, you know, maybe Monkey starts putting out enough damage, they win most of the fights, they can do something at that point. But VGJ just total control of the game as soon as Death Prophet Exorcism the first time, basically. Since then, there's been very little going right for Rattletrap.
Yeah, when your LC has given up 3 dual victories already, too. 1 to Lifestealer, 2 to Batrider. I mean,
and only 1-3 herself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the ratio you're looking for. Your Legion Commander, but in fact, when you add it up, it's actually more damage given than she has on herself, because it's 38 damage given compared to 34 herself. Whoops. Necessary
you know what
handicap.
happens.
It does. It does. Winter Wyvern is a pretty good hero against LC, and it does go back to that second pick LC, and as we talked about, Flea's just distracting the whole team right now.
Top shrine has fallen.
Is he actually? Yeah, he's not getting away.
Oh, he's super dead. And LC picks up a dual win from it.
All right.
Oh man, that's 747's drawing on the map. Like, don't leave this area, Flea. This is where your team is.
You know, I was mentioning this earlier in the previous series. Who was it? The Dire, Team Dire, that is, versus the other open qualifier team. We saw in the second game they actually they ended up picking a Chen, actually played by Misery. They've never picked up a Chen before, and they clearly were playing like a strategy, like trying out stuff, because with all these qualifiers going on, these teams don't really have a lot of time to practice and scrimmage. So
yeah,
they're kind of using that opportunity to try things out. So I'm wondering if your VGJ.Storm here going into game 2, if that's something that they're going to have in mind and maybe try something if they find it necessary.
Yeah, that's a great question. You can either use that 2 ways: try out new things, or you know, play the old stuff that you know you're good at, but maybe you haven't played in a month. Just make sure the rust stays off a little bit. Use it as a bit of a warm up. I just want to see Ritsu Naga Siren, man. That's like my dream.
Gross.
Oh no! It's not like farm for 50-minute Naga Siren. He killed me at level 3 one time as Naga, like 1v1 mid.
I could say something here, and it would just be rude, though. So.
Oh, I'm terrible at this game, but nevertheless, he just like body blocked me with illusions and just dumpstered me. It was actually really nice. But that's like the mythical Ritsu hero that I want to see.
Interesting. A Naga Siren, huh? Well, we'll find out eventually here, as they're gonna find a pick on a Kunkka. Or maybe.
You can't buy detection when you're up 27,000 gold. That's too much work.
That's just over the top now. Shrine, bopped. Monkey King's dead, though. That's a dieback for him. Winter Wyvern trying to pick off, trying to prevent getting picked off even by the Queen of Pain. Does that, heals on up. It's just, again, we've been in that overtime phase for a while now. The stat padding is real in favor of VGJ.Storm, but you can't blame them. The other ones, all right, well, keep going. GG's are called, though. Is he going to die before? Yes. Oh, yeah, the Aegis. Kill the LC. He's going to live. He's going deep. He does get it.
They canceled the GG.
Oh, gosh.
Dire's middle tower has
rude.
fallen.
Rude teammates right there.
Alright, second one goes through.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, that was game 1. Pretty handy paddling given there from VGJ.Storm. But Rattletrap gets one more try.
They do. They do get one more try, but again, I am more intrigued, honestly, by VGJ.Storm and just what they try here. Is this going to be a let's just get it done kind of game, or will we actually try something kind of game because, I mean, they were definitely having fun there in that game, and that's obviously important as well. You know, a team that's not, again, I want to refrain from saying they've been struggling because NA right now is just ridiculous with the competition. That's been proven and said many of times, but they haven't really been able to get too deep in any of these events just yet. So it's good to let go a little bit and enjoy the game for what it is. But right now they're up 1-0. That's what matters, and that means we are going to be going on a short break here, I'm sure, and coming right back with our game number 2. VGJ.Storm versus Rattletrap. This is the Perfect World NA qualifiers. Losers bracket matchup again. You lose here, you are done. Both teams trying to stay alive. 1-0 lead right now for VGJ.Storm, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.